Hello and welcome to Beyond Books, the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast, your audible source for the events, the news, the people, and the exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the Shrewsbury Public Library. My name's Dana. I'm the IT guy here. I'm here with my co-host, Mike. What's going on, Mike?
Hey. I feel like every time we start the show, I always feel inadequate to your jazziness. And I feel like each episode we've done, you've gotten a little bit more like jazzy.
Oh, okay. Do you like the jazzy, or should I 86 the jazzy?
Yeah, it's great. It's perfect. It's perfect.
All right. Well, why don't you get up to my jazzy level? Why don't you?
My energy's always so low.
Yeah, gee whiz.
It's all the chocolate I ate before I came on.
That's what it is. Yeah. One of our staff just went to England last week and brought a bunch of authentic Cadbury treats.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Yeah. Well, hey, come on. Let's get going because we have two very special guests with us today. We have some very prominent figures of the children's department over here at the Shrewsbury Public Library. We have Sonja Drotar. Did I say that? Oh, did I say it wrong again? Oh, gee, we were just talking about this before the end of the show. It's
people who've known me for years still say it wrong. It's fine. It's Sonja Drotar.
Drotar, that's what it is. Yeah. You know, you need like a little mark on the top of the O or something.
Is that what I need?
Yeah.
I'll add that on.
Yeah, sure.
Contact the RMV.
Yeah, sure. But in any case, you're the head of the children's department, right?
I am.
Yeah. And we're over here with Roxanne Starkin. Did I say your last name right?
You said my name correctly,
Dana.
Hey,
all right. I get a gold star for the day.
Gold Starkin.
Gold star. Oh, hey. Now you're talking. Now you're cooking. All right. Well, welcome both of you to the show today. Appreciate it. I know one, if not both of you, were kind of nervous Nellies to be on the show today. I'm glad you're both here. So.
Who would that be?
Oh, hey, I'm not going to point fingers. The public does not have to know, but here we are. So anywho, so we're here talking about the now, is it technically called just the children's room? Can I call it the children's department? What would you describe it as?
Well, just recently we became the Youth Services Department because we absorbed the teen librarian, Annie Lee, into our team, which was awesome. So you can call it the Children's Room. We're the Youth Services Department. We answer to everything and anything. We kind of know who you mean when you're talking about us.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So for those of you guys that don't know, a lot of times people come in and say, where's all the children's stuff? And you got to say, you got to go downstairs. So the whole lower level, if you go into our elevator, LL, right there, go down there, the whole thing is for children right there, right? So everything and anything down there, right? So what kind of stuff do we find down there? Obviously there's books, but what else can we find?
So obviously books.
Yeah.
We have music CDs. We have DVDs. We have playaways, which are little devices that are books. It's like the old-fashioned book on tape or book on CD, but it's an actual device that you can plug in a headphone and listen to a book. Or if you have an auxiliary cable in your car, you can put it in your car and listen through your car headphone speakers. We have a lot of early literacy items, such as backpacks that are filled with early literacy things. We have hooked on phonics kits. We have puzzles, puppets, board games.
Yeah. And beyond just circulating items, we also have a lot of things to do in the library. We have these cool early literacy stations. We keep on saying early literacy. I know that's kind of
our thing.
That's
our jam. That's our jam down in the children's
We really
room.
like that early stuff. But we have these computers for all ages. We have this great imaginative play area where kids can come and we have a kitchen and a market, kind of this open-ended play stuff. Outside, when it's warmer, we have construction equipment and play things. We have these big blue blocks. And then beyond that, we are always offering a plethora of different programming from ages of 2 months old all the way to actually including adults, but do a lot of preschool age stuff, a lot of kids stuff, some robotics, some art things. I mean, we kind of dabble in everything.
Yeah.
So it's the place to be.
Oh yeah.
It definitely seems to be the most exciting place in the library.
Absolutely.
We would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's exciting in other places, it's probably not a good thing.
Yes, we are always very energetic and fast-paced downstairs for
Yes.
sure. Yeah, and we like that you called it the lower level, not the basement. Sometimes
Yeah.
people
That's an important
refer to the basement. We're such like a bright, airy space, even though we are technically the basement. But
There's a lot of windows down there.
there's a lot. Yes,
Yeah.
like a lot. A lot of things are discolored because there's so much sunlight. But that's a good problem to have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then at the same time, so there's a whole program room down there, arts and crafts, a lot of fun stuff in there. There's a projector down there, and the all learning stations, which I am in the process of replacing right now.
We are so excited because those
Yeah.
get beat up every single day. They've lasted for so long, and we're finally getting 4 brand new ones just
But-
to get beaten up, and it's going to be great.
For our listeners, what those are, if you're about in the middle of the room, give or take, there's these 2 touchscreen computers with a bunch of kids' games and stuff like that. And they're getting a little bit older. And right now, we're going to get those replaced with some brand spanking new ones.
Yeah.
So,
There used to be 4. So
yeah, it used to be 4.
They've-
2 of them didn't make it.
Yeah.
No. And they died like within the same month or like a month and a half
Yeah,
apart. It was
yeah.
so sad.
In each
Okay.
other's arms.
Yeah, pretty much. So there's tons of great stuff going on down there all the time. Great events. Brought my daughter there to the Bluey party not that long ago, and
Oh yeah, we had
Yep.
a good long talk about the Bluey party
Yeah.
last episode.
Yeah, that
Yep.
was pre-Bluey party. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
an epic fun day for sure.
there's some of these events that whole area just gets packed.
Yeah.
Packed.
We tend not to do them all the time, but we periodically, maybe quarterly, have really giant events
Yeah.
that bring in hundreds of people.
Oh, yeah.
So packing in the room. We did
Yeah.
a Halloween event and
Yeah.
the Bluey party and
Baby
Princess.
Shark. Oh yeah,
Baby
Baby
Shark,
Shark was a
Princess,
big one, I remember.
the
Yeah,
The
princess
princesses was like the
the
most
line
people I've
out
ever
the it was like
seen
the
in
line out the
library.
door. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
packed.
Yeah, this summer we're planning a few blockbuster ones too. We're planning a unicorns, mermaids, and rainbows party, which is definitely going
Was
to
it-
be
was
My daughter's gonna
Sparklepalooza.
explode over
Sparklepalooza.
that.
That's what it's
Sparklepalooza.
Whoa.
Sparklepalooza.
Sponsored by Lisa Frank.
Oh, my hope. Maybe she'll make a surprise appearance. Someone of my love. And then we're also going to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle party.
Oh wow!
I know.
Awesome.
So we're hoping that, we don't know how many kids know about that, but we're thinking, parents are all our ages, they'll show up in
Here we
droves,
go,
and it'll
folks.
be
You
fun.
heard it here.
Yeah, it's going to be fun in
All
August.
right. All right. Oh, we have the, I guess I'm jumping the gun here, but in like a weekend, we have a big event coming up. We got a egg hunt happening.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. This
Yeah.
Saturday, April 1st. Oh, yeah. It's not a joke. April 1st, we have a big spring egg hunt, and we'll be hiding 2,000 eggs in the library. They're going to go fast, so families who want to come show up by 9 a.m. sharp, because I bet they'll all be gone by 9:15.
Yep.
But yeah, they're all stuffed, ready to go. We're really excited for that. It'll be
What-
fun.
And
What-
those will
yeah.
be on every level, right? The lower level
And the main level.
and the main level.
And the main level, yeah.
One event that I think is so cool, and I have yet to get my daughter involved in this, that I think is really cool, kind of cool, is the overnight stuffed animal thing, where you guys like take the pictures of all the. So for you guys that listen to this and don't know, you bring your kids in like their pajamas, and they bring their favorite stuffed animal, and you leave them overnight because they're gonna have a big slumber party, and they take like pictures of them like around the library having a fun party, right? And then you go and you pick them up the next day, right?
Does that
yeah.
video, so the past ones that we have done, does the video still live somewhere
On our Facebook page.
On our Facebook page, or I thought
Yeah.
maybe on our YouTube channel?
Oh, I think Facebook. I don't know about YouTube.
Because we made a video
Yeah.
of the, but we were just talking about that because we lost one of the stuffed animals the last time we
Don't say
did
that.
it. We did, and we couldn't find it, and it was, and then all of a sudden there was like an announcement because we were here in the library by ourselves, like, we found the stuffed animal, announcing, come back to base camp, right? Like, that was a little touch and go for a while there, because, you don't want to disappoint the children in the morning, right?
That'd be such hard. Giraffe didn't make it through the night.
Yeesh. Oh, boy. It's funny to think. So I've been bringing my little girl, my wife has to a bunch of these events for a while now. And she's going to be 3 at the end of May. And we bring her to some of these events, and I say, oh, no, she's getting too old for some of this stuff. Like, dude, we got Wiggle Words and Book Beats, and I think the listing says, 2 months up to 2.9 years, right? Well, here we go. My little girl's at 2.9, right? Pretty soon she's going to be at 3 mark, and she won't be able to go to these things anymore. She's going to be too old,
Yeah, she can always come, Dana.
I know, but
that's one thing we're notorious is, me specifically, is turning people away.
Yeah.
If you want to come,
but it is a good point to talk about, because we struggle with the age groupings.
Yeah, sure.
Because not every child is the same, right? Yeah. But we try to gear the program to a particular age range with some wiggle room.
Sure,
right?
Sure, yeah.
So.
Wiggle room at Wiggle Words.
Exactly right.
Yeah, all right. And those are 2 of our weekly events.
Yeah.
So we have those, and we have the Bubbles one on Wednesdays,
Babies,
too.
Books, and Bubbles, on Wednesdays.
So we have 3 events every single week.
Well, and Tinker Time on Fridays.
Tinker Time, too, yeah. My little girl loves Tinker Time.
We see her every week.
Yeah. STEM type of activities.
I like to say STEAM.
STEAM.
Because then there's the art component. So one of the tables I usually try to rotate out with an activity. What was the last one? We just did a hot air balloon.
Oh, okay.
So it was a paper plate, hot air balloon bottom, and they could just decorate the hot air balloon shape with the paper plate.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Good stuff. So now we know quite a bit about the whole children's area, but let's get to know you guys a little tiny bit. So Roxanne, you've been here a long time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been here a long time.
It's been over 10 years?
Not forever,
like
but
right?
yeah, I just hit my 10-year anniversary in January.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So where were you before this?
Where was I before this?
Yeah, or what made you say, I'm gonna be a children's librarian at the Shrewsbury Public Library someday?
Specifically at the Shrewsbury Public Library?
Well, obviously this is a place to aspire to be.
Let me go back in my memory bank to the trajectory of my career. I started off, I graduated from Simmons with a degree in library science in 2005, and I got a temp job. There's a temp agency called Bibliotemps that places librarians and sometimes paraprofessionals in library settings for jobs. And I got a job down in Bellingham for the summer, running this as a young adult librarian, running their summer program all summer long. I don't remember the exact theme, but it was like a travel around the world. And I had a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy still, but I had a lot of energy back then, new to the career. And one week it was sushi. We made sushi, like we as in me, Department of One, made sushi and made chef hats and made, so we traveled to Japan. And another week we made egg rolls with actual frying the egg rolls there. The kids.
This isn't like fake. This is legit.
This was legit. Yep.
You made that sushi too?
We did. Oh, and origami. The sushi origami. So every week was kind of crazy. They couldn't help but hire me permanently part-time after I did such a phenomenal job. And I worked down there for a couple of years. Obviously part-time, I needed to find something more than that. Then I went to a college library, and that was not really the greatest fit for me. And then I have been children's librarian in Bolton for 3 years, and then I came here.
All right.
There wasn't really growth opportunity in Bolton, and the commute was a little further away than Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
Although with the center of town here in Shrewsbury, I think my commute might be exactly the same. Once you hit that intersection
Yeah.
of Main Street and 140, you
Yeah.
might be sitting there in as much time it would take me to get from my house to Bolton.
It's crazy,
back
isn't it?
then. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I used to work in Northborough, and some days it would have taken me longer to get here, even though I live here in town, to get here than it did to get me to Northborough. You know,
This can be the topic for the crossover episode with the town managers podcast.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
center
sure.
of town traffic.
Sure. All right, so Sonny, tell me a little bit about you. So you're from the Cape. What brought you here?
I am from the Cape. So I went to grad school to be a librarian. Actually, I didn't go to be a public librarian. I went to be an archivist.
What is an archivist?
Someone who works in an archive,
Oh,
deals
okay.
with like historical documents and preserving those. So that's where I mainly focused in grad school. And then I realized quickly that a dark, literal basement is not where I wanted to work as a solo person. I wanted the camaraderie and the excitement.
That is very much the complete opposite of what you have now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I am so happy where I am now. So, when I graduated grad school, I kind of realized that I wanted more. I had taken some public library classes, but then I got a job because I was living, on the Cape. I got a job on the Cape. I was a librarian there for a little over 3 years as their children's librarian, much smaller library than here. And then basically both my husband and I knew the Cape wasn't really where we were going to be forever. So we looked, he was at school at UMass and we were living on the Cape. So might as well go somewhere right in the middle. And Shrewsbury worked out like unbelievably perfect. Now I've literally moved my entire family, including my parents, out here, and now Central Mass is our home.
Right.
But yeah, Shrewsbury's been amazing for me.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, now that we've got to know you two a little bit even better, time to play our favorite game here on Beyond Books. 2 truths and a lie. So each of you have one. Is that right? Uno? All right. Uno. All right.
So I was told before this episode that I'm not allowed to play this time. I've been banned.
We'll see how it goes. If it's something where I tell you what, if you don't know what the answer is, jump on in.
Okay.
All right. So I guess it's just me up against me, huh? Jeez.
It's
okay.
really the biggest challenges in life are against yourself.
Yeah,
Right?
isn't that the truth, huh?
I already answered mine by
You
telling
already
you
answered
about
you.
my information.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
No,
did you
I
screw up,
think
Roxanne?
just do
I did mess up.
Well, I think I messed up too, to be honest.
Well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and try it out and see
Edit
what
that
happens.
part out of it.
Maybe do your 2 truths and a lie before we learn about who we
Ah,
are.
geez Louise. All right, maybe for the next episode, I'll swap around
No, I just
these
think
spots,
that
huh?
well, both Roxanne and I are like, we are oversharers by nature. We're probably not very good at
You
this.
go
Okay.
first, and I'll think of a different one.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. Here we go.
All right, okay.
You ready for my 2 truths
Here we
and
go.
a lie?
Hey, and feel free to make up one on the spot if you even got one.
It took me a very long time
Yeah?
to pick what I did. So,
Okay, all right.
all right. So,
All right.
these are the ways I've traveled to work.
Okay.
I've traveled by bike, I've traveled by bus,
Oh.
and I've traveled by boat. Which one is the truth, and which two are the truths, and which one is the lie?
Well, you're from the Cape, so obviously my thought would say yes, but the boat is correct. So, and in the past when I do this, I usually have to think, okay, the most outrageous one definitely can't be the right one, right? So I'm gonna go with bus. I'm gonna say that you've definitely taken your bike to work at some time, and you've taken a boat too. Maybe you work down in Nantucket. I don't know. So, anywho, yeah, that's my answer. Do you have any idea? Do you know?
Yeah, I know the answer.
Oh, you
so.
do? All right. Well, again, it's just me.
Do you know which one's the truth? You know one of them's the truth. I know you know one of them's the truth, but do you know which the other one is?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Okay.
we've talked about it.
Okay. Which one? I want to know your answer.
No, you have to know. I thought you've talked about biking to work at times.
Okay. So bus, you
Yeah.
both think is the lie.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, I'm happy to say you're both wrong.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, no.
Yes, I actually have never biked to work. I have.
Come on.
I know, but I've taken many buses and I've taken a boat. And the boat that I took every day, I actually then needed to take a bus after I got off the boat and then walk half a mile.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a fun commute.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. You did great. I'm proud of you both, though.
Even though we failed.
Yeah.
And I failed after being like super
confident.
super confident.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Annie Lee. Has
Annie
definitely
Lee is an
biked to
avid
work.
biker. Yeah,
so
she
I'm
is.
probably getting that mixed up.
I'm happy though. You thought I biked. That's impressive.
All right. Roxanne, did you come up with a new one?
I did come up
I want to
with a
know
new
what your
one.
old one is, too.
I could say that.
Yeah, sure. Why
But
not, right? Go nuts.
But you want me to do the one I was going to say is that I have only, where is it? Oh, I have only been a youth services librarian in my career. That was what I was going to say. But I had already told you that I worked in a college library.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of children's rooms in most colleges.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Kids college. Yeah.
So you want my 2 truths and a lie?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Okay. I didn't like to read books when I was a child. My dream job do I say them all at once?
Yeah. Say them all at once, and then we decide which one's the lie.
My dream job would be to write a best-selling book. I have never returned a library book late.
I think this is a very intriguing 2 truths and a lie round. Wow. Oh boy. Okay.
Do you want me to repeat them?
So
I didn't like to read books when I was a kid.
Yep.
My dream job would be to write a best-selling book.
All right.
And
okay.
I have never returned a library book late.
I think number 3 is the lie. Nobody's that much of an angel. Come on. Everybody bring something back late.
You think I didn't like to read books when I was a child?
Oh, well, geez.
Right?
You know, everybody changes, right? Everybody evolves. Hey, Albert Einstein didn't like math, and here we are, right? Didn't he fail algebra or something like that, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't. It's not that he didn't like math. It's that he didn't like low level math. He was more into like the calculus.
Sure.
thing.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Do you know the answer,
I'm still sticking.
Mike?
I'm still sticking to
Wait,
my
hold on.
guns.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know 100%, but I feel like I have a pretty good guess.
You think the lie is that I have never returned a library book late? That's the lie you think, right?
That's the lie. Yep. I mostly say this because, even though I screw them up quite often, whatever's like the most outrageous one, I just say, wait a minute, that can't be right. You know what I mean? So.
In my mind, there might be 2 outrageous ones on here. So, but just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm sticking to my guns.
Okay.
All right.
Wait a minute. Did you chime in?
Oh, I can answer. You were the one that said I wasn't allowed to play.
Well, I don't know.
I guess I don't know 100%, but I do feel like you had talked before about not liking to read when you were little.
Good memory. So.
But
See.
But I actually think it's the bestseller because I don't think you've ever expressed interest in writing to me before.
It's my secret dream.
Oh.
So how's anybody supposed to know this if it's a secret?
I guess. Yeah. No, if I had to guess, if I am guessing, that would be the one.
Okay. Well, I have returned books late, so that
Aha. See, I knew it.
You did better than I
knew
did
it.
that time.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess what is this? 1 me, 0 Mike.
It's
Usually the other way around.
It's all right.
Hey, all right.
You just know our coworkers better.
I guess so, huh?
Working with them for 1/10 the length of time.
That's usually the case, So, all right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was neat. Awesome. All right. Okay. Hey, before we get into the events, is there anything else you two wanted to talk about regarding the children's room, the children's department? Do you think that would be something you wanted to convey to our audience?
I'm sure we have a lot of funny anecdotes over the years of working together.
Oh, I'm sure.
I know.
I do have some notes here of things we could talk about.
I know, there's so much. Well, what do your notes say? What should we talk about? What should we tell? There's so much, but
Here, I have a thought.
yeah.
I've been to several other libraries in the area, and they all have great children's departments. I think this one is phenomenal. For all the people that are listening to the show who might have young kids, and they're shopping around for a library to bring their kids to, what would you say? What would you say to these folks to say you got to come here?
Well, I can answer that
Yeah.
a little bit. My thought is go everywhere, right?
Yeah,
like,
okay.
And I just said it to somebody today or yesterday that, look around. There's all sorts of amazing things at all the libraries,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And some of the stuff is the same. A lot of libraries will have STEAM programs and just story times and things like that. So you can just look at all the calendars and find different things to
Yeah.
do at different libraries.
Sometimes
So
they have bluey parties before we do.
Sometimes they have bluey
things like
parties
that.
before we do, but we're on the pulse. It wasn't that we copied. We were already.
They beat us by a month.
They beat us by a month.
And I'm happy for
We're
that.
not naming any names.
Yeah, this
Right.
is the podcast where we just really spill tea on all the other area libraries.
Oh, well, we could talk about the displays in the children's room.
Yeah.
People
Oh,
will
yeah.
maybe we could talk about the things that people come in and they don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Those are fun things to
The
talk
hidden
about.
gems.
The
Hidden
hidden
gems,
gems,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
just like the things that, like, for instance, we have a seasonal display in the back of the room. So maybe you want holiday books and people will come in. And if you go to the far back of the children's room, it's actually called the Family Reading Center, Family Reading Area, right? There will always be seasonal books. We have a giant holiday section on the shelves it's actually by the calendar. Usually books sometimes are put on the shelves by the author, but these are January to December. And so we take those off and we put them on the display. So when people are looking for them, they're all there for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another really fun thing that we've been doing for the last few years is we have a constant scavenger hunt going on. So it changes monthly, sometimes bi-weekly, but yes, there's always something passive activity. So if families want to come and just literally just want to spend time in the space, we always have activities for them to do, kind of very low key.
Yeah.
And we always love to give prizes out, so everybody is always entered in to win a prize every time they come, which is or participate, which is fun. And another thing, so if you don't feel like coming to the library, Roxanne and I are very into going to you, meaning that today we just had a mud story time at Lake Street Park. We're traveling around the community to kind of bring what we love to do outside of our walls. We're working on pop-up libraries. Anyway, for Mud Story Time today, we went to Lake Street Park. We brought cushions for kids to sit on. We brought a bunch of books. We read a few stories. We did songs. We had a great turnout. We brought take-home crafts.
There was no mud.
There was no mud, to the
That
chagrin
might
of
have
some
been,
people.
it's a little bit of disappointment.
But we we couldn't go that far.
I think some grown-ups were happy and other people. I think one girl was completely head to toe in
Like a
an
rain suit.
encased rain suit, ready to go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, but we're playing a bunch of things like that. We're trying to plan something with Parks and Rec, so we're doing a lot of collaboration with other groups to kind of make bigger and better, just more more hands on deck equal more creative, exciting, accessible things.
All right.
And
Awesome.
Yeah,
Lake Street Park was a good fit because we have a story walk there.
yeah, we do.
We have every month a new story walk where you can walk along a asphalt paved path and read the pages of a book as you walk along. So that changes every month.
That is awesome.
I think one of the silver linings of the pandemic was we as librarians grew a lot, and accessibility is always our number one goal, just getting people to our library services, whether them be books or story times or programming. So we used to record ourselves doing story time a lot. And then because people couldn't come into our building, we started that story walk. So we've had this lot, like our mentality has been like, bring the library to you if you can't come to us. And we've kept that going throughout. Luckily, now that the pandemic is kind of calming down, we are still doing that.
And we've kind of, in a way, sort of forgotten about it. But if you think about it during the pandemic, we didn't close down entirely. We did at home. I had a recording studio in my living room, as we all did, and we ran and Facebook Live story times right from our living rooms, which was kind of a crazy thing to do, but
It made it work. Yeah.
We did, and we learned a lot. It was bonkers.
I learned a lot of technology actually, because there were, you'd press the button for Facebook Live, and then you would get a call from somebody in the department saying,
no one can hear you.
Nobody can hear you, or you're not, like, we don't see you, it's not going.
Yeah, but I would 100 times rather have a story time of 100 people in my face or in my room or in the library, I should say, versus like one recording Facebook Live story time, because you get so much energy off the group. Like I love doing the big story times in person, whereas doing them online was very sad to do that by yourself. But
Except you had Willa.
I did have Willa during the pandemic, so suddenly, all of a sudden, there's like one story time of me being pregnant, and then 5 months later, there's a story time of me with a baby and a carrier.
Her numbers were better than anybody else's numbers because of, we think it's not
only
because of you, but because of
not because
Willa.
of me, because of Willa. Yeah.
Her baby.
Yeah, she did oftentimes fall asleep while mid-story time in the little ergo baby carrier, and then she'd just be conked out. I'm like, well, that was energetic, and the story time I had in mind. It's cute.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I think it's time that we started talking about some of the great events that are going to be happening in the month of April. So since I have both of you here, would you mind doing the honors of telling us a little bit about some of the great events that are happening in April down in the children's area?
Sure, I'll go first. So on April 6th at 4 p.m., we are having a Ramadan story time. Dr. Noor Ali is coming from Alhambra Academy. She will be running a story time, and we'll be prepping a craft. That's admittance tokens required. And a lot of our programs require admittance tokens just to be a first come, first serve. But all that means is we give out little poker chips 30 minutes before a program starts. And then, when they run out, the spaces run out. But that is on April 6th.
Yeah. And that's not the only way. Sometimes you have to register for programs, or sometimes we have drop-in. And drop-in, we like to say, if you can come as close to the start time of the program as possible, that's the best thing to do. So the next thing we have going on is a very popular Pokemon trading on April 11th at 6 p.m. Bring your cards and trade. I don't know if it's happening again, but I think there's been raffles, there's been activities, and it's a very popular, the kids come in droves, and they just get so excited about sharing their cards in this format.
And didn't the last one get canceled because of weather or something?
It got postponed.
Postponed.
So
they've had a lot of time to stock up on
yes,
cards.
Yes, and actually in conjunction with the Pokemon trading, we have a Pokemon trivia happening Monday, April 4th or 3rd, whatever Monday, first Monday.
It's the 3rd. It's the 3rd. The first is the second.
I was trying to do that math in my head, but it's not working today. We have a Pokemon trivia for all ages if we have people who want to do that.
Been doing amazing trivia programs.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Dane, I feel like you should mention the Tech Teardown.
Oh yeah. I guess I'll do the honors because it's technically my event, right?
It sure is.
Yeah.
So this will be my third Tech Teardown that I've done. This is going to be on April 18th at 2:00 p.m. I take a whole bunch of old, outdated, busted electronics, and you folks get to come in. And I give you tools and magnifying glasses and all kinds of stuff. And you guys get to rip all this stuff apart and see all the microchips inside and see what's inside all your favorite electronics. You can just drop in. Just ask that it be, at least for those of you guys who are listening, be 5 years old or older, and have your parent and or guardian with you during that time. And it's a hit. It's a blast. All the kids have a good time. It gets super, super popular, super busy, and kids love it. And I have a heap of old stuff down in our basement. Not LL, not lower level, but down in our basement, old computers and printers and phones and things like that you guys can just bring your kids and tear that stuff apart and have a good time. So kids love it. They love it, love it, love it. Yeah.
And then, in April vacation, we're very excited because we have an Elephant and Piggy story time. I know a lot of people really love the Mo Willems series of Gerald and Piggy. They are coming to the library themselves. We will have a story time. We will have photo opportunities. We'll have a craft. It will be amazingly fun, silly time. That one is also tokens required for that. And then additionally, Roxanne has something additional to add to the about our collection that we just are unleashing.
So we used to circulate rubber ducks. It was our traveling duck program.
Oh, cool.
And so there was it was like a pencil box, and in it was actually, we had 26 ducks. They were the alphabet, A to Z. And so the W was like a wizard duck or whatever. And we discontinued the ducks, and we have now Pete the Cat, a little figurine that you can take with you on some little excursion. Maybe it's a small excursion to the grocery store, or just as an example, we had one child when we had the ducks that the father took the duck in his suitcase and brought the duck to Hong Kong.
Whoa.
And then took pictures of the duck in Hong Kong on his little vacation. So now we're going to have, you have to help me remember how
We're gonna
many
have 8.
ducks.
Eight Pete the Cats.
Eight Pete the Cats, not ducks.
No
8
ducks, 8 cats.
No ducks, yes, 8 cats, not ducks. And they're all different groovy versions of Pete the Cat, because Pete the Cat's pretty groovy. And the kids can take them home, obviously bring them back. And then we will they can either email us a picture or draw a picture on a piece of paper that's included in the box.
That's wicked fun.
Yeah,
That's
really
great.
fun. Yeah, and they love it.
Awesome.
They will love it. They're going to love it.
It's time for us to kind of age up a little bit here and start talking about some of the adult events that are
Yes.
happening.
Yeah, I can do that. Transitioning away from Pete the Cat, we're now moving on to Gruesome Murder.
Blood and Ivy at the
it's-
Harvard Medical School.
Yeah, probably the most dramatically named program that we've ever hosted. The Disappearance of Dr. Parkman, Blood and Ivy at the Harvard Medical School. This is a lecture that's going to take place on April 15th at 2 o'clock. Retired Justice Dennis Curran is going to talk about the grisly 1849 murder of Dr. George Parkman at Harvard, in Boston at Harvard University. This is a very historic case, established a lot of legal precedents. The proof beyond a reasonable doubt came about from this case. So I think this is going to be a really exciting one. Justice Curran has a lot of experience giving these kind of dramatic, exciting talks at different places. So that one is sponsored by the Friends of the Shrewsbury Public Library. Next, on April 20th at 7 p.m., we have another kind of fun program. We're going to have a virtual talk about indoor mushroom growing by Isaiah Chavez. Is going to talk about how to cultivate and grow your own, edible mushrooms in your domicile. Wow. So that should be we've got a few. We do a lot of gardening programs here. Actually, fellow children's librarian Diana does a lot of gardening programs. So sometimes she'll help me with ones kind of geared more towards adults.
And our seed library started last
right,
week,
yes.
and that's been a huge hit.
It always is. I'm
Yeah.
surprised there's anything left. It's
Yeah.
usually gone really fast, but I guess she's done a good job of kind of rationing out the stock this year.
Yeah, she got a ton of donations.
That's true,
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of CDs were donated, which is awesome. It's prolonged the whole thing.
My wife got my daughter a teeny little gardening tool set. So on Saturday we took some chamomile seeds that we got from there, and she got a teeny little pot. We put some of the dirt in it. She had a blast. She had a real good time.
That's good,
So
good.
hopefully we'll
That's
have
great.
some chamomile at some point. So we'll
Is
see.
that a flower? I have no
Yeah,
idea about gardening.
yeah. I don't know either. I mean, but the picture shows a flower. So
that'd be
yeah,
pretty.
that's good.
Okay. All right. Do you remember off the top of your head the organization that donated all those seeds? Because
Is it Baker Creek?
Yes,
Okay,
I think it
good
is.
job.
Yeah, it's the actual place that that she orders
Yeah.
from yearly.
And I think for some reason they just gave them
They
did,
to
yeah.
her this year. And they're heirloom quality and they're interesting. It's maybe not something you would see at a regular box store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Big
cool.
variety.
A little plug for them. Big thank you for their generosity. So the last event, I'll let you talk about the movie
Sure,
stuff. So
sure,
before
yeah,
that, on April 29th at 2 p.m., that's a Saturday, I believe, there's going to be a folk concert with Ash and Eric. They will be presenting a variety of folk and kind of bluesy type music.
Local band out of Worcester, right?
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Oh, yeah. There it says it right in the notes. But they've come here before. They always put on a great show, so I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. And both of those, the Mushrooms and the Ash and Eric, are also sponsored by the Friends of the Shrewsbury Public Library.
Nice. Because I'm a movie guy and I come from an AV background, Mike has tasked me with creating a couple of movie-esque events that we do here. I have my movie club, which I do monthly. That's on every first Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. And this month we're going to be we're talking about the Nicholas Winding Refn directed, Ryan Gosling starred movie, Only God Forgives. That is a kind of trippy, leads a lot to interpretation.
Yeah,
kind
it's like a dreamy crime drama.
Yeah, very good movie for discussion. Very, very interesting movie. So feel free to watch it on your own. It is available up on Canopy. And just sign up for that up on our website, and you get to talk to yours truly at Tuesday at 7 p.m. on April 3rd.
I should watch that. I liked all of his other movies.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
This one
It's
is
pretty
referenced.
good. And also, we just started doing a movie matinee where we're going to be showing a movie on one Saturday a month. It could be, could kind of vary what Saturday it's going to be, but this upcoming month here in April, on the 22nd at 2 o'clock on a Saturday, we're going to be showing that new Elvis movie that just came out. I watched it. It's great. It's a really good
Okay,
movie.
good.
And I'm not like an Elvis fan or anything, but it's a good movie. So come on down at 2 o'clock on the 22nd and come check that out.
Will there be popcorn?
Maybe. We'll see. It might be a BYOP. So,
BYOP.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Sierra's tech classes as
Sure,
well?
sure. All right. So our technical services librarian, Sierra, has a couple of classes that she's going to be doing coming up. So not only do we have Canopy, where you can watch all those great movies from my movie discussion club, but we also have another online service called Hoopla. And if you don't know what that is, this is all about that. It is an online lending website.
Yeah, it's a streaming
streaming
service,
thing.
yep.
You got books, magazines, music, movies, TV shows, a little bit of everything and anything. It's a real potpourri of stuff that you can lend out virtually on your phone. You can get an app for it on your computer or anything like that. And that's going to be on April 3rd at 3 o'clock p.m. in our learning lab. Space is limited, so make sure to register up on our website. And lastly, on April 7th at 2:30 p.m., we have another app called Libby, where you can, same thing, it's a library app where you can download audiobooks, ebooks, magazines, and more. If you want to learn more about that, make sure to register up on our website. All right. So I wanted to thank everybody for listening to our show. I wanted to thank both of our guests for being here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good. And I definitely want to make a big shout out to our good friends over at the Shrewsbury Media Connection right here in town at shrewsburymediaconnection.org for letting us borrow their podcasting gear for this show. I want to give a big shout out to Philip Zhang for creating our really nice podcast music for the show.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's so good. Everything that he's ever done for the library, it sounds so professional.
Yeah. Very talented dude. And for those of you guys who just want to come down here to the library, feel free anytime. 609 Main Street, right here in downtown Shrewsbury, 508-841-8609. Head over to our website at shrewsburypubliclibrary.org. And if you want to get in touch with us, shoot us an email too at splreference@cwmars.org. All right, well, this will do it for this episode, and we'll see you guys on the next one. This is Dana and
Mike.
right here for Beyond Books. See you next time.
See you later, folks.